Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Sacred Union Energy Update. So, if things look a little bit bare bones here, it's because I am in the middle of a move. It's going to be a process for me. It's going to take some time, but I am transitioning and moving. So, things might look a little bit different right now. It looks a little bit bare, but hang in there with me. I'm still going to be getting some readings out. Speaking of, I just completed a new sacred channeling. If you guys are experiencing some major shifts and changes and challenging times and even turmoil in your physical world, especially in this very dense, heavy energy, intense energy of October, I have a new sacred channeling up over on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections with the link in the description box below, as well as a new light language transmission on navigating change in which Kalima and the Arcturians came in for guidance and support for your journey. I'm not going to go into all those energies and what's been going on. You guys can check out the sacred channeling over there. Just want to say that it has been very difficult, but I do feel like with this full moon in Aries, we did kind of cross the threshold. My energy feels much more at peace, and when I tell you that I've been through it these past few weeks, I have been through it. It has been some of the deepest dives, the darkest energy that I've experienced, but I'm feeling much more grounded, much more at peace, much more in a place of harmony and love right now, coming on the heels of this full moon in Aries. It really pushed me. It was funny because I was reading something and it said the signs that are really going to be affected are Libra and Aries, and I'm like, dear God, I'm a Libra sun and an Aries moon. Send help. Please send help. And I really did feel it. It was a major push for clearing. I have felt a major shift within myself over the past several weeks, new energy. And the message that we got from Callie was that is why the physical is catching up to the energy. It's a new energy for you, so it's a new phase of your life. And your physical world is going to reflect that. But you have to allow the tower to crumble. You have to allow destruction in order to create. That is Callie's message, and she is here just loving us, supporting us in her fierce warrior divine feminine energy. So go ahead and check that out. I also have a very quick full moon reading that I posted on the channel, as well as also on my Instagram and Facebook, possibly on my Facebook, also on my Instagram. I think I did it as a live stream thing. So do make sure that you're checking that out, like an IGTV thing. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so I am getting back into it. As you can see, I have a select group of cards with me here. I am setting up a temporary workspace so that I will have all my cards. And so I am going to be back doing readings for clients. My full segment of services are going to be available. Full selection of services are going to be available starting next week. So if you'd like to book with me, feel free to reach out to me via my website and book on my website. Delivery for readings will start next week, and I'll book out from there. Okay, so I want to do a Sacred Union energy update to see what's going on with the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. Now, what I want you to do is take this as it resonates for you. This could be for a counterpart, sacred partner. This could be for your own energies and your own life, or this could be for the collective as a whole. I don't want to pigeonhole this reading because a lot of divine feminines are really being tasked to focus on themselves and their life. And the more you focus on yourself and your life, stepping into the energy of making decisions for you, choices for you that feel good for you, that are really aligned to who you are, that's when you really step into that inner union, and that's when you come into union with a sacred partner. So I do want to really encourage you to really focus on what you need to know rather than focusing on your counterpart. What do you need to know for your journey? But we're going to look at both the masculine and the feminine energies because you contain both within you. And so your masculine energy might have messages for you. Your feminine energies might have messages for you. I have personally been working on my masculine energies of safety, security, foundation, and my physical world. So the masculine energy really has been my focus, not for my counterpart, but because that's where I've needed to do a lot of work, especially with inner child healing that's been coming to the surface. For others, it could be the feminine energy of receiving, flow, allowing, surrender that you are focused on. So take the messages as they resonate for you. Now, here's the thing. I have one tarot deck. I have one tarot deck here. I am not prepared. I'm going to start with the journey itself. Let's do that. Let's start with some oracle cards, and then we'll get into tarot to clarify. So I'm going to do the usual. We're going to do the masculine, feminine, and the union energy. I'm so glad to be back, you guys. It was a tough month. That's an understatement. But I'm very glad to be back, and my energy feels good. It feels clear. I feel more grounded. I feel more stable. I feel more connected. But it was tough, and it was touch and go there for a while. It was very tough. All right. And it really shifted for me yesterday with the full moon and Callie coming in, sharing her insight with me. I was able to channel her. Her energy just came in full force after a couple of days of feeling her energy. So really do check out that sacred channeling if you're going through something similar. All right. What's going on with the masculine energy currently, please? Discovering truth. Oh, yeah. What's going on with the feminine energy currently? And the union energies. Wow, okay. Okay. We're at kind of like a turning point, kind of like a choice point. I feel like, here's what it is. It's almost like the choice point has already been made, but we're seeing the physical play catch up. It's almost like now it's like we're ready to walk the walk. So we've already consciously made that decision. If you guys follow me, we did that a couple of months ago. Actually, even leading up to like the 8/8 portal, August, we were making that conscious decision, that conscious choice of what do we want to create, where do we want to go, and really anchoring into the embodiment of that higher level of consciousness for the next phase of our journey. This energy here is now it's time to walk the walk. And that's why we're seeing so many changes in our physical world. It could even be with our sacred partnerships. It could be with family, home life, careers, business, finances, whatever it is. We're seeing a lot of changes because you're being called to really walk the walk and talk the talk, to really embody this new energy. So this choosing your path isn't so much making a choice. The choice has already been made, but now it's calling for you to get your armor on and get going. Start walking that path. Start walking in the direction of the horizon that you're going to. Now, in that sacred channeling, they said step by step. Make sure that you're taking it step by step. Don't look too far ahead. Don't plan so far ahead. Allow yourself to just be open. That's just all is possible energy. Allow yourself to be open to the unfolding. We're really in a place where we're grounded in the present moment, where we're not able to make really strong decisions too far ahead of ourselves, not getting too far ahead of ourselves. It's being open, being receptive, and allowing ourselves to trust our intuition step by step and moment to moment. This is really presence, really about being present in the present energy. But we've already made that choice, and now it's about the follow-up. Now it's about walking the walk and embodying that energy, the new energy that we're in, so that our physical world comes into alignment with it. So, for example, if you have been learning more about yourself and having healthy boundaries, it's about maintaining those boundaries. If you've been making decisions for your life, it's about making sure that you don't go back on those decisions, faltering back into old patterns of behavior and mindsets and beliefs. It's really about embodying the new energy that you're in here. The path is already chosen, now it's time to walk it. Walking into union is what I'm hearing. You're walking into your inner union. And as you walk into your inner union, your physical world will follow. For the Divine Masculine, we have the card Discovering Truth. You stand in the light of truth. And this feels like new level of understanding of self, new level of self-discovery, new level of awareness. I really feel like these Divine Masculines are really opening up to their feminine energy within them. And that feminine energy within them is surrender. It's allowing themselves to receive support, receive guidance in a place of surrender. This is not a taking energy. This is an open-hearted energy that had been so closed down before. And you see how it's like all these people, they're pointing at something else, and they're kind of like almost, I'm getting like a crowd is gathered, almost like, see, you should be taking this. You should be taking this route. This is the best route for you. But this is listening to your own intuition and saying, nope, I think I'm going to go this way. even if it looks strange, even if it looks like I should be going this way, I'm going to trust my heart and go this way. It's a very full energy that's here. And that's what I feel like, taking that leap of faith by trusting your intuition. Divine Masculine learning how to trust their intuition by learning discernment. Sometimes it is good to go with the crowd. Sometimes the crowd is actually leading you in the right direction. Just because it's a crowd doesn't mean it's necessarily wrong. That's where you use discernment. As long as you're trusting your heart, that is the most important thing. As long as you're following your intuition and what feels right to you, what feels at peace within you, then you know that you're in alignment with your soul's path. That's this energy here. Learning to discern, learning to understand the self, learning how to trust in the self and the truth of what the soul is speaking here. Learning how to stand in the light. Divine Feminine over here. Taking shelter, the answers are within, and wandering path, enjoy the journey. This energy here, there's been a bit of confusion. So you might have kind of taken a little bit of a detour on your path. It might have felt really confusing. You might have felt like oh gosh, this is exactly what I went through. It's almost like, okay, I was going and everything felt certain, then boom, everything felt like it took a 180 and life got turned upside down. What the hell just happened? That's this wandering path energy. But this energy here is you were still on the path. You were still on the path that you were guided to take. And even though it feels like life turned upside down, it's what was meant to happen for your soul's growth and expansion. You're exactly when and where you're meant to be. Exactly when and where you're meant to be. There is nothing outside of your experience that wasn't meant to happen. So even though, and that's the peace that you feel within. Like, okay, even though everything feels like it's in turmoil and changing and like it's intense energy and heavy energy and my world feels like it's kind of falling apart, I understand, I feel at peace within, and I have faith that there's something to come from this. And that's how I've been feeling personally. I don't want this to be a personal reading, but that's how I've been feeling personally over the past several weeks. How is this happening? Why is this happening? I don't understand how this could happen or how I could bring myself to this point to have these changes coming in my life. And yet I still feel at peace knowing that this is what was meant to happen and that something beautiful and aligned is on the other side of this. I have not been able to shake that feeling. That's this energy here. Even though it feels like you're kind of wandering aimlessly, even though it feels like things are really confusing right now and you don't really understand it, you're exactly where you're meant to be. Just allow yourself to surrender to the journey. This is part of your journey. And so you might be needing some solitude. You might be needing some space, some time to yourself, time within your inner sanctuary to go within and find what it is that you need for yourself. Find the answers within your heart space. It's very easy to get caught up in the external. It's very easy to get caught up in the physical. I was there myself, where I felt too caught up in the physical, where I was grounded and I was seeing things from that very 3D perspective, the old paradigm perspective, and it didn't feel good. It kept bringing upsets and upsets and upsets. But as I said in the community post and on my Instagram and Facebook, when I first introduced Kali Ma this week, the energy of Kali Ma and the messages that she was bringing forth, I felt like I was going through the underworld. It felt like even though I have this higher level of perspective and consciousness, it felt like I was being dragged down back into the physical, back into the old paradigm. And I needed that because I needed to explore aspects of myself that I had been neglecting or that I hadn't been fully seeing in order to bring myself out of it and back into the higher consciousness. But I had to kind of descend into that underworld of the third dimension, of the lower dimensions, of the lower consciousness, in order to really clear that and shine more light on the shadow aspects that I've been processing over the past couple of years, but that really needed to come to the surface. And that's exactly what happened by going within, and through going within and understanding their shadows. And it doesn't feel like it was big things. It felt like it was things that almost like I had pieces of the puzzle throughout the past few years, especially the past 6 months, but it was like this put it all into place for me. And so I really had to go within and shine more light on those shadows And it took descending into kind of like the underworld. I don't have any other word for it. That's what they brought to me. It kind of felt like descending into the underworld of the lower dimension, or to see how far I've come, and that I don't want to focus on the external anymore. I don't want to focus on what it appears to be, because that's the illusion. I want to trust my heart. I want to trust my intuition. And I'm also hearing, like, I want to trust the insanity, because it seems insane to people who are stuck in the paradigm of the old ways of thinking. It seems insane. Illusion seems insane sometimes, or breaking free from the illusion, I should say, seems insane sometimes. But this whole matrix is insane, right? This whole life experience is in some ways insane. And the only thing that we can do is trust ourselves and trust our heart. And that's what this energy is. Even if it feels like things have been kind of chaotic and confusing, and like maybe I'm off my path, I have no idea where my path is, bring yourself back to center, bring yourself back to the heart space, bring yourself back to, okay, what feels aligned to me? What feels at peace? What do I trust within my heart? And how am I trusting God's source? That's where alignment is. That's where your salvation is, for lack of a better word. It's trusting in yourself, because yourself is always connected to God's source. And if you're trusting in yourself, you're trusting in God's source. And if you're trusting in God's source, you're trusting in yourself. It's that connection that brings alignment, that connection that brings clarity, and that connection that brings answers and peace. Okay, let's get some divine abundance cards. What is the divine masculine currently experiencing? What is the divine masculine currently experiencing? Limitless. What is the divine feminine currently experiencing? That card came out in the sacred channeling, so do make sure that you're checking it out if it is resonating with you. And inner union, please, or let's just get union energies as a whole, inner or outer. Union energies, please. Divine abundance. Everything is aligning. Even if you can't see it right now, even if you can't trust it, understand that this is a process of ascension and awakening, and it is very different from the old paradigm. Very different from anything that we had experienced as a human up until this point. Everything is aligning. Just keep trusting and having faith. Okay. Divine masculine, limitless. See yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. The divine can use anything and anyone. This feels like feminine energy. This feels like they are really opening up to the magic within themselves, the divinity within themselves, but without the spiritual ego. Without the ego as a whole, but especially the spiritual ego. This really feels like they are recognizing that they are creators, and that for better or for worse, they have created their life up until this point. And now they can create moving forward. They're recognizing their potential. They're recognizing their abilities and capabilities. They're recognizing themselves. This is part of the self-discovery. I do feel like divine masculine is kind of descending into the underworld energy as well, in a little bit of a different way. Almost like divine feminines might have descended in the very physical, visceral way. Again, focus on the physical world. Divine masculine feels like they are descending by shifting in consciousness. It's a very strange feeling. It's almost like they're descending by going upwards. So when I say descent, I mean, for the divine masculines, I mean, it's like they are really going within their heart space, going within their feelings, and actually facing their shadows from a spiritual perspective. And when I say spiritual perspective, how do I put that? From an emotional perspective, allowing themselves for perhaps the first time to fully feel the pain, to fully feel what they were hiding from, to fully feel their emotions. And again, you're kind of matching and mirroring in this way, but it's from two different angles. I feel like for the divine masculines, again, divine feminines in a very physical way, divine masculines feels like by connection to God, by connection to the universe. So it's not quite a descent in the same kind of context, but it's a going deep within their emotions, going deep within their emotional body, their feeling body, but it's having them connect more fully. It's having them connect more fully to God, to God's source. It's very interesting energy. It's very different energy for these divine masculines. And through this, they're going through this transformation. Look at all those butterflies there. They're going through this transformation and recognizing how they were limiting themselves by not allowing themselves to be authentic, by not putting down the mask, by not allowing themselves to be fully intimate and vulnerable, and intimate in an emotional sense, by not allowing themselves to understand themselves in full force. They were really hiding from themselves, by resisting doing this deep dive into their emotions, by resisting all of these feelings that needed to come up to the surface, because that is how you heal. Especially when it comes to past pain, trauma, heartbreak, they were really resisting that. And so this really feels like them doing that deep dive. Again, it feels like a descent into the underworld, but a descent into the emotional underworld. That's what it feels like for the divine masculines. Divine feminines, you've really been through it as far as physical changes and needing to ground that energy. Divine masculines really connecting in the feminine energy of higher connection to source. I hope that makes sense. I don't have another way that I can articulate that. Divine feminines over here, this card came out in the sacred channeling. You are being guided. You are navigating these changes. You are navigating these very tumultuous energies in a place of balance. It really feels like inner union here. It really feels like a place of balance and faith and surrender. And so here it's like, keep following that North Star, because you're transforming and your world is transforming. And on the other side of this, you're going to see the fruits of that labor. It feels very difficult right now. It feels very challenging right now, but keep going through the storm. You're in the eye of the storm right now, but keep going, keep navigating through it, because on the other side of it, it's going to be peaceful. It's going to be calm. It's going to be abundant. It's going to be worthwhile. And then divine abundance here, this, like I was saying, is that energy of keep going. This is that union energy. Divine abundance is here. It is your birthright. It is meant for you. And it is aligning to you now. And so you are walking the path of divine abundance, even if it doesn't feel like it right now, even if it feels like everything is, even if you're saying to yourself, I don't see how that's possible given my current situations. Understand that life is constantly shifting and changing, because energy is constantly shifting and changing. And so the more you walk this path and embody that higher energy of love, you're embodying divine abundance. And so abundance naturally comes to you. It's all about alignment here. Everything is about alignment here. All right, let's get some love story oracle cards. Let's go into divine masculine and divine feminine and the connection itself. So this could be for sacred partners. This could be what the divine masculine can learn from the divine feminine energy and vice versa. So take it as it resonates for you. How is the divine masculine viewing or feeling about the connection right now? How's the divine masculine viewing or feeling about the connection right now? I knew that card was going to come out. And it's interesting because I'm feeling it in the reverse, and it flipped over in the reverse. I feel like that guard is coming down. All I'm seeing are the chains falling away, and the chains have barbed wire on it. It was pricky. It was very like... no pun intended. The spirit just made me laugh with what they said. Yeah, you're you know, prickly, pricky, whatever. But I see, you know, it could have been very painful is what they're getting at. But I see the chains falling down, and I see the shield coming off. That's the mask that's coming down. And all that's left is a heart, and it is vulnerable, and it is beating, and it is like, here I am. I don't have any armor around me. So I am very vulnerable. It doesn't exactly feel comfortable, but they are trying. They are needing to do this and wanting to do this. So even though I feel like it doesn't feel very comfortable because they've lived behind this armor for their entire lives, but I do see the armor coming down, and what's left is this heart, and it's like, it just feels so vulnerable and a little bit scary and a little bit uncomfortable, but it is here. Wow. I'm also getting pointed to the 10 number. So this October has seen, especially with the full moon, this October has seen major transformation with this energy here. Divine Feminine. How's the Divine Feminine when it comes to this connection? How's the Divine Feminine when it comes to this connection? Just one card, please. How's the Divine Feminine when it comes to this connection? Chemistry. The energy I'm getting from this is alchemy, transmutation. She is transmuting what was in order to heal and temper what is. It's this energy of transmutation, alchemy. I don't know how else to say this. It's not chemistry in the sense of passion. It's chemistry as in the sense of healing. Chemistry in the sense of transmutation, alchemization, turning something negative into something positive, turning something dense into something light. That's what's happening here, and I feel like she's actually leading the way through her own healing work. And again, focusing on herself, loving herself, really embodying the highest sense of feminine energy. The more she does this, it's like the more that she is actually leading the connection. And I had channeled this this morning as I was driving. It's like what I'm seeing is if there's any kind of separation, withdrawal, non-communication, that's necessary, and it's important for that to happen. Remember, separation is an illusion. You're always in union. And so if there's any kind of separation, I'm going to call it individuality, walking your individual life paths for the moment. The more you do that, and there have been a lot of codependency, there have been a lot of reliance, there have been a lot of focus on each other, especially when it comes to sacred partners, physical embodiments of sacred partners and relationships. And so what's happening is if there's some kind of individualization, they're doing their thing and walking their path and taking care of what they need to take care of, you're doing your thing, it's because that energy is healing together. That's actually helping you come together because you're transmuting any more dense energy, heavy energy, any shadow sides within yourself. And that actually helps the connection. Now, you're not doing that for the connection, so don't focus on it for the connection. It's just happening naturally because this is the new energy that you are in. It's happening naturally. It's happening organically. This is the divine unfolding. So keep walking your path because you're going to be really surprised, beautifully surprised of where you end up and who you end up with. Or who you're going to see, who's walking beside you in a beautiful way. Okay, let's get a card for union. What's the union energy, please? What's the union energy, please, Spirit? Just one card. I'm going to take these because I'm getting them. Differences, fear, and true love. This card is like, this is exactly what I was saying. Even if it feels like, you're not anywhere near each other energetically or otherwise, even if it feels like separation, recognize it as individually. You can't light each other's match. I mean, let's put it this way. You have your own match to light. You can't, be so focused on somebody else that you burn yourself out. So you focusing on yours and shining as bright as you can, they're focusing on shining as bright as they can, that's when you burn brighter together. So don't let that fear hold you back. Don't let that fear kind of encase you in resistance, in negative energy, and dense energy. This is also the energy of, remember we were talking about the very physical 3D as the illusion? That's fear. Don't let that hold you back. This is true love. And this is what I was seeing with this guardedness. You see how the heart doesn't have any guard around it, any armor around it, any chains around it. It's an energy of just vulnerable. It's an energy of, I I wish I could just really articulate this energy. It feels just so vulnerable, and in that vulnerability, it's a little bit fearful, and it's a little bit uncomfortable because, you know, you don't want to get hurt. It's been scarred, it's been damaged, it's been changed, and so it's almost like, is it going to be hurt again? So that's where vulnerability comes in, but that's where faith comes in. That's where trust comes in. The only thing that you can do is let down the guard, open your heart, and let your heart shine. Let it sing as loudly as possible, and trust that it's going to come back together. Trust that you're shining your light, they're shining their light, and together you burn brightly. Trust that this is healing energy. Communication on the bottom of the deck, so you might be having communication coming in, especially over the next few days, the next few weeks is what I'm getting. Significant communication coming in that is going to change your perspective, but you have to go through this process of alchemy. You have to go through this process of transformation for yourself to change your patterns, to change your beliefs, to change your mindsets, especially those pain patterns. The ego is just repeating pain patterns, but bringing yourself to the present moment, you don't allow for the past to repeat itself. You allow yourself to keep looking forward. So be mindful of the past, you know, allow yourself to always use your own discernment and trust yourself, but this is all about being very present in what you're feeling at any given time, trusting your intuition, trusting your heart at any given time. Hope that makes sense. Let's get some messages. I'm gonna use traditional tarot today. I'm gonna use my message decks. So this is tarot in translation, available in my Etsy shop. I'm also gonna use Journey of the Heart. I do have these back in stock, so you can go ahead and check those out. I do want to mention too that I have just announced and revealed the cover to my next novel. Some of you guys know that in my other work I am an author, and this has been 6 years in the making, so I'm very excited and eager to reveal it, announce it, and get it out into the world. It is being released on November 11th of this year, so just a couple of weeks away. If you guys would like to support me, if this work is supporting you and you'd like to, you know, pay it forward and support this work, pre-ordering my book, it's available in hardcover, paperback, and digital. Pre-ordering my book, especially through Amazon, will be especially helpful, especially in digital format. It's only a couple of bucks, so that would be extremely helpful, and I am humbly asking and thanking you for your support. If you're a reader, you know, that's something for you. If you want to gift it to somebody, that's an option as well. But thank you guys so much. Okay. More information, I'll put a link to it in the description box below. It's available on my author website that is linked below. All right, Divine Masculine. What do we need to know? What do we need to know about the Divine Masculine? We have the Page of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. There is new energy coming in here is exactly what I'm feeling. You're in an energy of independence, stability, feeling more grounded, confident, and self-assured in your finances and physical world. Be proud of the journey you've been on to reach this point, and that is especially highlighted here. Be proud of the journey you've been on. Page of Cups, a new journey in self-expression is beginning. This could come in the form of a creative spark, an intuitive download, or divine inspiration that allows you to be open to receiving and communicating emotions and ideas. So this really feels like new energy coming in. This really feels like more stable energy, grounded energy, and more in tune with the emotional and expressive side of themselves. This is very much feminine energy that's coming in. So I feel like these masculines are getting in touch with their feminine energy. And that's how you come into that union, by balancing out the masculine and the feminine energies within. So it does feel like they are learning more about themselves, discovering more about themselves in the realm of emotion, in the realm of feeling, and in the realm of who are you? This Nine of Pentacles is somebody who is independent, who knows themselves, who is stable and grounded. Who are you? That's the question that they're asking themselves. Who have I been, and who do I want to become? There's a huge clearing that's happening right now, and I do feel like there's this process that they're undergoing, again, kind of descending into the underworld for themselves, but in a very connected way. By connecting to their spiritual world, by connecting to their inner world. That's what it really is. It's really, I don't quite know how to explain it. It really just feels like getting to know themselves on the deepest level. Divine Feminine, current energies, justice. Truth is being revealed about a situation or a set circumstances. It's time to release control and allow the universe to work its magic as balance is restored. Remember that justice always prevails. So the balance is coming in and justice is coming in. I don't know how else to put it. Justice. It is fairness. Righting wrongs. And that's what's happening. Karma is being cleared right now, especially for Divine Feminines. Whatever it was that you experienced that felt unfair, that didn't feel right to you, where you were questioning, why is this happening? It's because karma is being cleared right now. Justice is coming in. Balance is coming in. And you're going to start seeing that. But don't control it. Just keep allowing it to flow. Just keep allowing the universe to align. Again, that is the main message that we've been receiving in the sacred channeling. Just keep being in the present moment and allowing everything to unfold. Keep being in the state of surrender and keep trusting. Just take one step at a time. Ace of Wands. There's a brand new opportunity being presented to you that is asking for you to take action according to your own creative inspiration. The passion you feel for this new venture will be a guiding force for you through the next phase of your journey. So take that next step, one step at a time, but follow your intuition. Follow what feels right. There is this new opportunity, this new energy that is coming in for you. And again, this is the breakthrough. You've had the breakdown, or you're experiencing the breakdown, but from that breakdown comes the breakthrough. That's what that Ace of Wands energy is all about. What do we need to know about the connection? What do we need to know about the connection? Divine Masculine, please. What do we need to know about the connection? Divine Masculine. Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Passion is building in your connection. Bring a renewed sense of excitement and adventure. Remain balanced within yourself, but don't be afraid to feed the flame of your desires. And Ten of Pentacles. You've cultivated a successful physical relationship that is fertile with love and abundance. Continue to keep your heart open for a long-lasting union. I feel like these are the seeds that the Divine Masculine knows that they have planted, and they're ready to take action on them. It's almost like internally, like without saying to anybody, they've been watering it and watering it and watering it and trying to watch it grow, but in like a very almost like a distorted way. And now that they're going within and discovering themselves and discovering the feminine energy within themselves, it's like, oh, now I have the missing pieces. Now I have the missing keys in order to really bring this to fruition. It's like I was only seeing one pentacle here and one pentacle here when I know that I planted the seeds for all 10 of my pentacles. So what's happening? But now with this energy, this discovery of self, this really, going deep within themselves, they're saying, oh, now I have the missing components. This is what I was missing in my life. This is what it takes for me to have all 10 pentacles. And they're taking action on that. That's a really interesting message and energy. Divine Feminines in this connection. The Hanged Man and the Devil. You're seeing your connection from a new perspective. Surrender to the journey of your open heart and watch how quickly stagnant energy shifts. And your partner is your divine mirror, reflecting your shadow self as an opportunity for soul growth. Let go of toxic attachments and set yourself free from outdated mindsets about love. So this could be you going within the underworld. This could be you really facing your shadow sides and really shifting your perspective, seeing where old patterns and trauma was being played out in your connection, or where you need to let go of certain things or certain relationships or certain dynamics or certain beliefs, ideals, whatever it is. To release any toxic energy so that you can come into this divine partnership, into this divine union. And the union energies, please. Union energy. Eight of Swords. You're holding on to old beliefs or patterns around love that is making you feel powerless, stagnant, or trapped within your partnership. Change your perception to shift your energy and your connection. I feel like that's what's happening for both of you. I feel like there is this shift. I feel what I'm actually seeing is Archangel Michael's sword cutting through the bonds or the binds that are securing you or that are keeping you trapped within yourself. This has nothing to do with other people. This is mindsets and patterns and beliefs that you have maintained within yourself. And I'm just seeing those cords or those binds being cut by Archangel Michael to set yourself free. And what I'm actually seeing is you have been supported. Even though it's been a trying time, you have been supported throughout all of this. I'm going to get one more. I feel like there's something else here. Four of Pentacles. Are you blocking love by holding yourself back? Allow the love between you and your partner to flow freely with an open and unguarded heart. So, yeah, I feel like that is what's shifting, or that's what needs to shift. Take it as it resonates for wherever you are in this stage. But I do feel like that was holding you back. Beliefs, fears, toxic energy. So allow just the love to flow through you. And in the sacred channeling, we channeled the energy of love. And that's who you are. It doesn't matter what kind of relationship. It doesn't matter what kind of family dynamic. It doesn't matter what your material or physical world looks like. What matters is that you embody love. And the more you just let love flow, the more everything comes into alignment, including sacred partnership. All right, you guys, they're pulling back, so that's going to be it for today's reading. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and we'll see you next time. Bye.